I was absolutely thrilled when that announcement came. This government is giving Halton residents access to not one, not two, not three, but four hospitals.
Everything seems to be coming together in a very fast pace. As CEO of Halton Health, what are your thoughts when you find out that all 4 hospitals in Halton are getting something soon?
That's just from a healthcare perspective and from the needs of patients in our communities. It is absolutely fabulous news. Joe Brand is run by a separate organization, but they absolutely, the city of Burlington needs that hospital. They need that expansion. They need that to be refurbished. The community of Milton is growing unbelievably. So we've just received approval to put on a new 300,000 square foot addition. So the current building is 100,000 square feet, so it's 3 times the size of the addition of what's there today. That will house a new emergency, diagnostic imaging, med-surg beds, new ORs, new maternal child services. So all of the main key parts of the hospital are going to be refurbished and built. And that project is going to go very quickly. It'll be opening about a year after we open the new Oakville Hospital.
The Halton Health CEO shared details about a new hospital coming to Oakville. Oliver told the Oakville Chamber of Commerce they can expect a new hospital built by the end of 2015.
It'll be going from about 320 beds to about 457 beds as well. The hospitals are only as strong and only as good as the community that they represent. We have a phenomenal team of caregivers at the hospital. We're about to produce a facility that they can excel in and that you will want to receive care in.
One more question, and this is to do with the old hospital. What's happening with the old hospital then?
So all of the hospital services are legal. We may take the OTMH name with us. There has to be a naming discussion. It's not going to be called the new Oakville Hospital forever. But the old site, right now the town is doing a fairly extensive planning exercise with the neighbors to determine what will happen with that site.
Construction is underway for Oakville's brand new hospital at 3rd Line in Dundas. Incumbent candidate Ted Chudley thinks this hospital could have been built much sooner.
Secondly, I secured the land for the Oakville Hospital in 2002. On getting elected, Mr. McGuinty canceled that hospital. And he didn't restart it again until 2005, and when he restarted it, it was started from ground zero. If they had continued on the same schedule they started in 2001 that we started under our government, that Oakville Hospital would have been opened in 2009.
Let me just take you back 8 years and talk about where we were. Close to 30 hospitals were closed under Harris. We have opened close to 20. Our nurses are being treated with respect. They're not being referred to, I don't know if you remember this, but under the Harris years they were being called obsolete like a hula hoop. You know, think about that. These are the people who are going to be taking care of you when you're ill, and I think you need respect.
Chudley takes exception to statements by the Liberal Party, accusing the Progressive Conservatives of closing 28 hospitals the last time they formed government.
I've asked the Liberals repeatedly to name those hospitals. I'll tell you how they come up with the 28 hospitals that we closed. In Halton, there are 4 hospitals. There's 3 hospitals under the Halton Healthcare Services. There's Georgetown, Milton, and Oakville. In 1995, when we were elected, there were 3 hospitals there. When we left office, there was 1 hospital, Halton Healthcare Services. The Liberals count that as 2 hospitals closed. I don't know if the Oakville Hospital's closed, or the Milton Hospital's closed, or the Georgetown Hospital's closed, but that's the way they count it. And that, I think, is immoral and unfair.
During that time, just as a reminder to you, healthcare in this riding lost 3% of its funding during those years.
The healthcare needs of Oakville, Burlington, and Milton are going to be addressed with new hospital infrastructure. But does this take the wind out of the sails from the healthcare debate?
One thing that we're trying to talk about is why are ambulance fees being charged? That's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to, pay a taxi fare to go to the emergency room. There's so many facets to the healthcare debate that I don't think that this is going to take the wind out of the sails. It will allow that elephant in the room of the expansion to kind of go away. It's always been a big issue in this community. As much as we'd love to be partisan, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Anybody who would turn that off, that project, that would be electoral suicide. It would be terrible policy.
Certainly the hospital debate is off the table. Those hospitals, the Oakville Hospital, the shovels are in the ground. I drove by there yesterday and they are digging. It's really a fait accompli. So that really is off the table. We are going to increase spending in healthcare by $6.1 billion. When the Liberals took over in 2003, they stopped building long-term care beds. We think that process has to continue. We've got an increasing aging population. We need more of those beds. We're going to commit to build in the next term of office, if we're elected, 5,000 new long-term care beds.
The Liberal government is doing some amazing things in Halton. We have to keep it on track. We want those hospitals to be built. We want the Liberal government to be able to build those hospitals. We don't want, a return to the Harris era where they were closing hospitals.